So I'm just jumping on here nice and quickly today to have a think about mum guilt and work-life balance. So I've just finished doing a live session on this over in the Happy and Fulfilled Women's group. So if you're not a member of the Happy and Fulfilled Women's group, please do jump over there. You've got to be a woman and watch it in full. Just a couple of points I just wanted to pick up on that I just think are so important to consider, because I think I think the most important thing to consider is that the overwhelming majority of mums feel guilty about something. Okay? That's just how it is. If you are a working mum, you can rip yourself to pieces thinking about all of the things that you should be doing, could be doing, would be doing. But the reality is that most women have to work for financial reasons. Now, there are two parts that I want you to consider. You may be working because you need to pay the bills, right? Standard of living is going up and up and up. Cost of living is going up and up and up. And so we have bills to pay, right? We have to go to work to pay those bills. But a lot of women also want to go to work because they want their identity. They want to be they want to be spoken to by their first name. They want to know that they are doing something that is for them, that helps fulfill them, that helps them to grow in confidence, and that helps to keep their career on track. And they may feel guilty for that, or they may not feel guilty for that. There's no right or wrong as to what you should be doing in terms of whether you should be working, whether you should be at home, whether you should be working part-time. There's no right or wrong. Okay, it's absolutely 100% individual to you. What I do want to say is this. There's 2 points that I want to make. I'm going to try and keep this fairly short because I could go on about this forever. There's 2 things. First of all, you may well feel guilty that you are not doing all of the childcare, that you're not raising your children, that you're not around for them. But actually 3 things I just thought about. But we also need to consider, when we are working, all of the things we are able to do with our children. We are able to do nice things. We are able to afford nice things, to be able to give them nice things. And I don't mean like toys. I mean like experiences, activities, days out, holidays, a nice standard of living. These are all of the things that you are able to give. Now, don't get me wrong. This isn't a judgment call on. There is no judgment here about whether people should be working or not working. Absolutely not. But I was asked to do a talk, which I've done in the group, on working mum guilt. And so that is what I am talking about today, working mum guilt. No judgment at all. So that's the thing that I want you to think about. Flip it around and think about all the things that you are able to gift your children as a result of you working. The second thing that I want you to have a think about is how present you are when you are home. Because actually, that's the crux of it. You could be around, you could be a stay-at-home mum, you could be around all day, and you might not be at all present with your children. You might be resentful that you are at home and that you're not at work. You might be completely exhausted by being a stay-at-home mum, and find being present, being engaged, being one-on-one in the zone with your children too much, overwhelming, exhausting. I haven't got the energy for it, bored by it. Okay, so that brings me on to a third point, but I'll come on to that in just a second. So whether or not you are a working parent or not is actually to some degree irrelevant if you are not present with your children. So that's the most important thing I want you to think about. When you are at home, how do you engage? How do you connect with your children and your partner when you are home? We'll talk about partners. I always talk about this in terms of long-term partner relationships all the time. Are you there? Are you present? Are you with each other? Are you talking? Are you communicating? Are you connecting? That's what's most important, regardless of whether you are working part-time, full-time or not at all. And then the third thing then is about not comparing yourself to others. Because it is so easy to compare yourself to others, but the absolute reality is that you've got absolutely no idea at all what is going on for that person behind closed doors. You've got no idea. You're looking at all the other mums in the playground, wondering, how easy their life is, whether they've got it better, whether they're this, whether they're that. You haven't got a clue what's going on for them internally or in their relationships. You might be looking at a stay-at-home mum and thinking, aren't they so lucky that they've got it all sorted, that they can be at home? But they may well be looking at you, wondering how lucky you are that you've got a career and that you've got an identity and that you've got financial independence. Like, that there are so many different ways of looking at it. Stay in your own lane. Don't compare yourself to others. Comparing yourself to others is an absolute rookie move. We don't ever want to do that. So be kind to yourself, because I'm absolutely certain you are doing your very best, and your very best is all that you can do. So cut yourself some slack. Stop giving yourself a hard time. Be present when you are present. Remind yourself of all of the nice things that you are able to afford as a result of your hard working and your juggling like a lunatic most of the time. And just take each day at a time and don't compare yourself to others. All right, that's it in a nutshell. Hope that's been helpful. Enjoy the rest of this sunny afternoon. Take care. Bye.